What's going on, Tamers? Today we're doing a very quick deck primer on 3 more decks from the BT11 Dimensional Phase set for the Digimon TCG. Let's hop into it. So the first deck we're going to cover is going to be the XrosHeart Heart X7 deck. Now if you played in the BT10 set, then you already know about the XrosHeart Heart X5. Now this deck is going to be really similar, however it is going to have a higher top end with a lot more effects, but it does require a little bit more searching to get there. The key cards for the deck, first up is going to be the new Taiki, Kiriha, and Nene Tamer, allowing you to amass memory as well as cards over the course of the game to get the pieces that you need and to use them effectively. As well as the new Shoutmon X3 card, which can be digicrossed using the old pieces of Shoutmon, Ballistamon, and Dorudumon. This card allows you to cycle through your deck very quickly and get the pieces that you need to find and make your X7. And when he's destroyed, his pieces can be later saved using the material save ability to create your X7. And then speaking of the last key card is going to be Shoutmon X7. Once you've used your Tamers as well as your Shoutmon X3 to dig and find all the pieces that you need in Omega Shoutmon, Zeke Greymon, Ballistamon, Dorudumon, Starmons, and Sparrowmon, you can play your X7 for a total cost of 2, destroy big targets, and then win the game using a slew of effects, everything from Security Attack Plus to Reboot and Piercing and more. So if you've played the XrosHeart X5 deck, then the game plan for the XrosHeart X7 deck won't look very different. First, you want to play your Tamers out to gain a bunch of advantage like card draw and memory, as well as searching out the pieces that you need for the XrosHeart Digimon. And then once you have a few of the pieces that you need, your next step is going to be using some of those pieces in the Dorudumon, the Ballistamon, and the Shoutmon to create your Shoutmon X3. X3 allows you to go through your deck very quickly and grab all the pieces that you need, and then once he's destroyed, you can save your pieces under your Tamers for later use. And then once you do have all the pieces that you need, you can finally play your Shoutmon X7 to destroy a big target on the board, using the pieces that he's amassed, and for each piece that you correctly have, he gains more and more effects. Keep in mind that for every 2 sources that he does have, he gains an additional 1000 DP, which means that if you have all the pieces here together, he can create a 16,000 DP Digimon, and with effects like Security Attack Plus, Blocker, Reboot, and Piercing, he's really hard to take down. So the next deck we're going to cover is actually one of the fan favorites for the BT11 set, and that is going to be the yellow and black Sukamon deck. So the key cards for this deck include, of course, Sukamon himself, very cheap level 4 by the way, who allows you to search out your other pieces that are named Chumon, Edamon, and Sukamon. And then once you've found and trashed enough of them, what you can do is play the King Sukamon. King Sukamon for the first time allows you to transform a Digimon on the field into another Sukamon. And then for every Sukamon that's on the field, he gains Security Attack Plus 1 whenever he attacks. And then whenever he would be deleted, he can destroy another Sukamon on the field, including the one that you transformed, in order to not die. And then when you get to the upper end of the deck, you can play out your Metal Edamon, who allows you to go wide and the following turn win the game. So the game plan for this deck is very, very simple. The first thing you want to do is amass and find as many copies of Sukamon or Sukamon named Digimon as you possibly can, and get at least 3 of them into the trash. Once you've got 3 of them into the trash, what you can do is you can take your own Sukamon and then digivolve it into Sukamon King mode, allowing you to gain security attack so he can swing for 2, as well as destroy an opponent's Digimon in the process. If his would be destroyed, note it does have a pretty low DP for level 5, which means typically it's going to be destroyed if it swings into security. And then later on I can digivolve him into Metal Edamon, who allows me to go through the top 3 cards of my deck, and then play a Digimon with Chumon, Edamon, or Scottmon in its name with a total cost of 7 or lower. So I might do something like this, or grab the Edamon itself. Again, the game plan for the deck is very straightforward. Once you get to your Scottmon King, you're pretty much always going to have that presence on board to pressure your opponent, and you can take out their big threats using his ability to turn it into pretty much poop. So the last deck we're going to cover today is one of my personal favorites, and that is the new Machinedramon deck. Machinedramon has been given a new way to play using some of its new key cards such as Analog Man, who can redirect attacks into Machinedramon, as well as allow him to gain memory and resources during the early game, as well as the new Machinedramon card itself. The previous Machinedramon wanted to be hard played, this one wants to be digivolved into. However, once it's destroyed, you can send an Analog Man on the field back to the bottom of the deck, and you can play another Machinedramon for free. This allows you to go into your old Machinedramon, and then using his ability to stack Digimon up under him, he becomes really sticky, and he has a ton of effects in the process. So this deck has changed just a little bit from its previous incarnation. However, the beginning of the game is going to look very familiar. You're going to use cards like Analog Man, as well as Ultimate Connection, and your Hagurumon to amass your level 5 cyborgs, as well as look for your Machinedramon. But the difference here is going to be you're going to actually take this Hagurumon and digivolve it into the level 4, level 5, and then finally your Machinedramon itself. With this Machinedramon on the board, you have 2 options here. You can either wait for it to be destroyed and then send Analog Man back to the bottom of the deck, and then play out your older Machinedramon and gain a bunch of effects from the level 5s that you've collected across the game. Or if he's not destroyed, what you can do is you can take the Machinedramon and you can just Digivolve him into a Chaosdramon for 1, and de-Digivolve an opponent's big Digimon into something relatively small, and then use his effect to control out the game to finish. And that's going to be 3 quick deck primers on Shadowverse X7, Sukamon, as well as the Machinedramon decks for the BT11 set. Now, if there are any of the decks that you want to see featured in a primer video, or you have any questions about the decks that I showed off today, do me a favor and put them in the comments below. Now, I'm going to get out of here. Before you guys get out of here, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.